Welcome to today's episode News from Not So Popular Countries. So, I'm Mikhailo, and today I will tell you about news what no one hears in Europe today. Let's start. Angola Big Independence Day and a surprise football camel. Angola marked its independence anniversary today, but what made international headlines wasn't just parades. Argentina national football team, led by Lionel Messi, traveled to Luanda for an exhibition match as a part of the celebration. Reports say Argentina was paid for appearance, and the match is a centerpiece of the 50th Independence Festival. Why it matters? Sport diplomacy like this brings global attention and money to a country many in Europe rarely hear about, spotlighting Angola's push to remake its international image. Sources: AP coverage of Angola's Independence Day and the Argentina match, AP News. Second news: Mali militants execute a social media creator. In Mali, local reporting says a TikToker who publicly supported the army was executed by armed militants. The case highlights the deadly pressure on civilians, especially outspoken creators in regions hit by insurgency and the shrinking space for public expression. Why it matters? It's a grim reminder that social media presence can be life-threatening in conflict zones, and that much of the human costs of the Sahel's violence goes unreported outside the regions. Sources: All Africa Roundup reporting today. Story 3: Bridge failure in southeast China. A recently opened bridge in Sichuan province partially collapsed just months after opening. Local officials reported no casualties, but the incident raises fresh concerns about infrastructure safety in remote and mountainous highway links what connects China's heartland to Tibet. Beyond immediate disruptions, collapses like this feed into broader debates on construction standards and oversight in fast-building regions. Sources: Reuters on Sichuan Bridge. Story 4: COP30 – Africa's message at the climate talks. At COP30 side events today, African leaders and blocs pushed a clear message. Africa must be font and center of financing for climate resilience. The African Union's Africa Day event emphasized sustainable financing for green growth. Why it matters? Policy decisions here will shape whether vulnerable countries secure funds to adapt or bear the worst costs of climate change. Sources: African Union press release for COP30 Africa Day. Story 5: Pakistan deadly blast outside courts. A suicide bomber struck outside district courts in Islamabad today, killing and wounding dozens according to local officials. The attack has put Pakistan's capital on edge as authorities investigate security failures. Why it matters? Major shocks on capital streets affects law, order and investors' confidence, and they often echo beyond the country borders. Sources: Xinhua Asia Pacific Summary today. Story 6: Zambia appoints a local head coach ahead of AFCON. Zambia's national football team has promoted Moses Sishone to head coach, replacing an international manager just weeks before AFCON. The switch is being framed as a bet on local talent with regional experience. Why it matters? National team coaching moves here ripple through regional sport and can boost local coach pathways. Sources: Reuters Sports Report. Story 7: Southeast Asia. Private funding still lacks despite growth. A new report finds private funding in Southeast Asia digital economy grew this year but remains well below global highs. Venture capital is recovering but is about 70% below the 2021 peak. AI startups are drowning a third of the funding, while data center capacity is slated to expand rapidly. Why it matters? Investment patterns show where the region tech priorities are and where economic opportunity or fragility lies. Sources: Reuters analysis of private investments in Southeast Asia today. Quick roundup. Quick hits from the region: humanitarian briefings on women and girls in Sudan, cultural opinions in Nigeria's Benin City, and regional election and protest updates across countries from Cameroon to Somalia. These are short notes, but each one contains people's lives and often little-seen consequences. Sources: UN Women Briefing, The Guardian on Benin City Arts Festival, AdsLed, and regional outlets. That's our short tour on today's Under the Radar headlines from Africa and Asia. If you like this, tell us which region you want deeper next time. a single country, human stories, or economy and the markets. I'm Mikhailo, thanks for listening. Goodbye.